Co-ops in Singapore are finding ways to stay relevant as private businesses compete to serve their members. To do this, a movement that oversees the sector is seeking to train new leaders. At an event to mark its 100th anniversary, the Singapore Co-operative Movement laid out a 10-year transformation roadmap. The roadmap is shaped by feedback from 1,200 people, including co-op leaders. Based on what they said, the movement also wants to get youth to co-create projects. This is so that co-ops can be ready to meet the changing needs of our youths who want to be involved in causes that resonate with them.
The co-ops have been born in a time of hardship, and these co-ops step forward to address and tackle pressing challenges of indebtedness and money lenders' exorbitant interest rates. Even in the 20s, co-ops were already demonstrating a we-first spirit. And by helping one another, providing for workers with fair and affordable access to credit and the chance to support their families in times of financial need.
Co-ops will be doing more in the coming decade. But what are they? Well, you can think of a co-op as a community that also runs a business. It's owned by its members. And one well-known co-op is a supermarket chain NTUC FairPrice. So if you're a member, you are part owner of it. But the goal of its business is to serve the needs of its members, unlike a regular firm, which aims to make profits for shareholders. It's like doing a group delivery buy. The more people join, the better the deal. No one is trying to profit. They're just helping each other to save. Now, there are 75 co-ops in Singapore. They're in sectors such as food, health, and education. And examples include NTUC Food Fair, NTUC Health, and Temasek Polytechnic. The majority are in the consumer and service sectors, and they're also credit co-ops, which provide financial services. Not just anyone can create a co-op, though. You'll need to be registered with the Registry of Cooperative Societies first. And criteria include having at least 5 people with sufficient capital and submitting a business plan upon registration. And for more on this, joining us now is Ang Hin Kee, who is CEO of the Singapore National Co-operative Federation, and we'll explore the relevance of co-ops today and how they're also adapting to a fast-changing economy. Hin Kee, great to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, if you can tell us why co-ops are still so essential to society today, even though they were born out of a more nation-building era, if you may.
I think the most telling example of why co-ops are relevant in today's context is it is a business that has a social mission. So the consumer today have a wide variety of options. You have many different supermarkets, you have different credit lines, you have different childcare services, training institutes, coming from global players as well as homegrown ones. But essentially, cooperatives are probably the only one that is first homegrown, owned by members with a social mission. So it doesn't serve shareholders' interest to maximize profit. It shares this concept of stakeholder interest. To say, look, stakeholders are the community and its members, and they're all locals, local businesses, local consumer. So I guess if you look for a homegrown business that is out to be sustainable on its own and serve members, that makes co-ops the only unique model that is available to us.
It's quite refreshing to have a customer-first or customer-centric model, and in a time where in rampant capitalism, it's really about the profit. So in this case, how can you differentiate then a co-op from, say, charities or social enterprises? What are the differences you would see to make them a little bit more distinct?
We see co-ops sitting the middle between a private business that is profit-generating, which is fine. It's a marketplace after all. A charity as a do-good entity. Charity will require donors, fundraising to serve their target audience. Co-op, on the other hand, say, we will find a way to generate our own profit, our own business model, competing with the private businesses, but complementing what the charity does. So earlier you mentioned the cooperatives provide affordable, accessible, and quality goods and services. That serves the population at large. And for the really needy, the charity will step in and say, let's provide a more targeted, directed help for that particular group. So you can see co-op as providing the base and the target assistance come from different charities that are designed to serve different groups.
And in this case, the plan here is to get co-ops to be more modernized alongside a lot of advancements in technology, for example. So can you give us some examples then of how co-ops are in fact modernizing and really taking on new technology?
Well, the concept we have is this. You really cannot be behind the curve. If every enterprise, government, businesses, groups are out there to adopt the best technology, the most operational, efficient way of doing things, you have to be at the level playing field if you want to compete in the marketplace, if you want to delight your consumers, because consumers cannot be coming to a co-op because we have an inferior choice, a less than ideal solution. So this entire transformation plan is to really enable the co-op to be at a level playing field so that we can compete with whatever is out there in the market, and yet we can sustain the business. So the philosophy behind this entire transformation plan is to get us to be ready with the right capacity and capability. So one example would be this. In the past, we always think about how do I hire the right person, develop the right talent so that they can help the business grow. Under this transformation plan, we are going a different direction and say, while we do that, we also need to do, for example, finding way to share talent among different communities. So whether share between a co-op, if we have a good team of, say, social media team, can we share with each other the same resource so that each don't have to find ways to attract and retain a specific group, but whether it be finance specialists, social media specialists, IT specialists, the co-op can share that talent. Now, the federation will want to play the coordinating role of, okay, how much hours you need, what are the projects you need. Let's deploy these shared resources to complement your work. So it takes us away from, I need to hire in order to have that talent. I share. Then the third element will be beyond hiring and sharing. I should also learn how to adopt the available agentic AI and the various tools to complement these teams that I will put in place. So we are availing ourselves to the options that other players are using and say, let's apply this same thing in the co-op industry so that we will be able to take advantage of those competitive advantage that other enterprise entities are already embarking on.
Hin Kee, thank you so much for sharing more about co-ops with us today. I've been speaking with Ang Hin Kee. He is the CEO of Singapore National Co-operative Federation.